Welcome back to Arizona Daily Mix. It's my weekly talk with Dr. Rizik, who's going to be performing a live heart procedure called the procedure right here on AZTV 7, March 9th. I will say, doctor, that our staff is all here and they're all okay because none of them had a broken heart or what you call it?
Taco Sumos.
Taco Sumos. I was passing those out all weekend long. Thank you. And I'm glad you're here. And you know, this is kind of interesting. You're in your work clothes.
It's been a long morning, you might say.
I will say. So you're in the scrubs as we get ready to go forward to doing the procedure. But we wanted to talk, and I know you said you wanted to talk about this, and that is the COVID vaccine, that we have a COVID-19 vaccine, but not just the vaccine, but other technology that we're seeing in heart, in cancer, and different things that are going on. Because I watched a special, and I keep talking about it, Tyler Perry's half-hour special, where the doctor came and explained a little bit to us about, you know, the vaccine and how it came about. And everyone thinks that this vaccine happened overnight. Like all of a sudden someone woke up and we had it. But we're talking technology has changed so much to when our parents or even our grandparents knew about vaccines coming about. That's why this is such a great time in our country and for doctors and everybody to be able to sit down and discuss these kind of things as we go forward.
Well, vaccine science has come a long way, and many of the building blocks of the science of vaccines that we're using for COVID-19 really go back many years. I mean, think about the smallpox vaccine. I was a little child when I got the smallpox vaccine. That was the embryonic years of vaccine science. And with each decade, we learn more and more about how to make vaccines. So while they've developed this very rapidly, the science on how to arrive at this point and make this vaccine within a year and distribute this vaccine within a year really goes back a long way.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about in your world of heart procedures. We're talking, again, you guys are using the science and new things are going on because as we keep on saying—
Major technological advances.
Yeah, because we said, like before, everyone knows a heart procedure used to be open heart and, you know, God bless the person, you know, they make it, whatever like this. Now it's safer because of this technology you guys are using and doing.
Right, right. Brad, you make a really good point. Technologies are advancing very quickly. However, when we see new technologies coming out every few months, there's some new promising technology, and you think, okay, this is going to be the game changer. But for those of us who have been doing research and doing studies on new technological breakthroughs, we say you have to put your prejudices aside and still do the studies, prove that the new technology works, and then, you know, it goes through FDA approval. Let me give you a couple of examples. We use stents. The stents are made of metal. So if you think about it, we're putting a permanent metal implant in a coronary artery to keep it open. In about 2006, some scientists came up with stents that would actually dissolve. They behaved like metal, but eventually they would dissolve. So you wouldn't leave something permanent behind. We thought this was the greatest thing, and they were FDA approved in 2016, and by 2017 or 2018, they were already taken off the market because you have to put your prejudices aside and do the studies to prove that long term, these are not only effective, but they're safe.
Yeah.
And so when you note safety concerns, you have to go back to the drawing board and take these new technologies off the shelf and either iterate them, make them better, make them safer, or move on.
Yeah, and I will say that's what I love about HonorHealth and your team and the teams there, because you guys sit and study. You guys sit there knowing that, as you say, you put the pressures aside because it's about the patients there, and that's where you guys learn about the best that's best for them. And it's just incredible that that goes on there.
Oh yeah, we have a long-standing tradition of innovation and new technology. Most people don't know this, Brad. The first drug-coated stents, the stents that we use today, the first drug-coated or drug-eluting stent was done at Shea and 92nd Street in the very same lab that you're going to be in on March 9th.
Oh, wow.
And you know, people all over the world were focused on, you know, what's taking place in that lab, and this was back in 1999 or 2000, and you're going to be in that very lab where the first drug-coated stent was used.
Yeah. All right. If someone else right now are watching, someone who's not in the medical field but wants to get into the medical field, I'm thinking this might be one way too, not becoming a full doctor, but going in and learning the science to help doctors.
There's no question about it. There's a whole group of scientists and technicians and technologists behind the scenes that help to advance medical science. It's not just being a doctor. You know, we have nurses and patient care technicians standing next to us. We have the nurses in the ICU. But even before you get to the hospital, there are technology geniuses who build the infrastructure, the devices, the catheters, and whatnot that allow us to make sick patients better.
So, all right. We have a couple more minutes left here as we're getting ready to, gosh, we're what, a couple of weeks away to the procedure live. I'm going to be there live.
Brad Perry's coming to HonorHealth. That's the buzz.
That's the buzz. Good. And yeah, well, and we already talked. I can't use my master classes that I've been doing online to.
It's not going to do it.
No. So what's something I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be seeing while I'm there.
As we spoke about last week, we are going to perform a valve repair or valve replacement procedure. This is new technology. This is technology that is proven. It's technology we do every day. I mean, every week we do cases just like this. But only 5 or 6 years ago, this technology did not exist. And the patient that we're going to treat only 5 or 6 years ago probably would have ended up in hospice. Not a good surgical candidate, so the surgeons can't operate on this patient. And new catheter-based technology, which has been iterated and innovated so quickly, is what we will be using on this patient. But if this were a half a dozen years ago, this technology didn't exist.
Wow. So, all right, I'm looking forward to it. And I have to say this, doctor, is that I know we sit here, I love this personality you have. I love us, how we're talking and everything like that, because it makes me feel relaxed, makes me feel very comfortable being around you if I ever have to come there. And that's what you want your patients. But you guys are very serious going into there, and we will be. But it's also where you know that, you know, you want to bring this kind of comfort to people, especially when they're doing a surgery like this.
You want patients to be comfortable. You also want patients and their family to understand exactly what you're doing. We go through a whole process, an informed consent, we call it, explaining to the patient, but also to their family. It's very important that families understand the treatment options and what exactly you're going to do. Most of the time it works. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work, but we're blessed with great teams and great technologies that 99% of the time these patients are treated very successfully, and most of the time they go home the very next day.
I like it. All right, I know we have 2 more sit-downs before we get ready to go over into the operating room, I believe. So on the next one, will you teach me some hospital lingo, something I can make sure that I can make it look smart?
Hospital vernacular. You're going to look very cool.
All right, thank you, doctor. Hey, you can go to AZTV.com and take a look on our page there to find out more about the procedure and see these other interviews that we've been doing. And I strongly recommend it because it's going to be definitely a mind-blowing and opening of what we're going to be doing to show what Dr. Rizik and their team do over at HonorHealth and everything. Thank you, doctor.